What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here from Darium's Competitive Pokemon. Going to be playing a game on PTCGO, and today I'm playing Zoroark Lycanroc. This deck is pretty good. It just won the Memphis Regional Championships. Mike Pramawat won with this deck, and it's just a great deck. I mean, this deck is consistent. It's got Lycanroc, which is one of the most aggressive, just overpowered cards in standard format right now. I wouldn't say overpowered, but the card is just very, very powerful. Considering most decks are going to be filling their bench, you can easily Dangerous Rogue, and then Bloodthirsty Eyes, just being able to bring up whatever you want on your opponent's side of the field. Such an aggressive card, powerful card in standard format. And then Zoroark GX, just the most consistent card in standard format right now. Being able to draw with trade. Looks like I am playing against a very pretty Tapu Bulu Vikavolt deck right now. All those rainbow rare Tapu Bulus looking excellent. Very cool. Even got the reverse Grubbin to boot. I don't actually have a ton of experience with Zoroark Lycanroc. I have just traditionally preferred Buzzwole Lycanroc in standard format, so I've put a lot of my time into testing that deck. I don't like that Zoroark is kind of limited to just 2-hit knockouts. That kind of bothers me a little bit. I like playing decks that have some sort of 1-hit KO potential. So that's always kind of turned me off from this list, but I cannot deny the fact that this is a very powerful deck. So let's go ahead, start out with the Tapu Lele. Gonna grab the turn 1 Bridget. Now this seems like kind of a rough matchup. My Lycanrocs just get totally decimated by Tapu Bulu. My Zoroarks get decimated by Tapu Bulu. You can see I'm playing the 1 copy of Mew in here in an attempt to try and help with the Buzzwole Lycanroc matchup. And this is just a tough matchup. So I'm going to attach my fighting to my benched Rockruff here and just pass. There's nothing more I can do. Looks like my opponent is playing the Octillery version of Tapu Bulu. That is the version that I prefer as well. And do they have a completely unlocked account? Is this like, or they just really blinged their collection out? Because it looks like they even got secret rare energies. That is crazy. I wonder if I can look at, oh, there they are. Beautiful secret rare energies, hyper rare energies. I don't know the difference, to be honest. I get corrected on that all the time. So very cool. I think that they're secret rare energies, right? I mean, I don't know the difference. I don't even know what a hyper rare is, but is this a hyper rare Bulu? I don't know. Anyways, you can let me know in the comments below. What's the difference between a secret rare and a hyper rare if you know? Anyways, I'm just having a good time looking at how beautiful this deck is. Like, I'm not even mad that like my opponent is getting the turn 2 Nature's Judgment, which is what this deck always gets. That is, the deck literally always gets a turn 2 Nature's Judgment. I don't even know why even bother. So this is bad because my opponent has got a Nature's Judgment just coming right at me here, super quick. For those of you guys that don't know, I just remembered I got my Ho-Oh tattoo. So if anybody saw that on Twitter, you could follow me on Twitter if you want. I have, I'm trying to kind of do all of my social media stuff through Twitter from now on at Enjoyfriend, ENJOI friend. So feel free to check that out. This is a rough situation for me. I think knocking out the Vikavolt feels like a good play. But then again, I don't know. The whole thing just seems super sketchy. I could knock out the opposing Bulu. Then my opponent is definitely going to knock me out with that Bulu. Then I have nothing to return knock them out with. I can't even knock out that Vikavolt if I try. Like, I have nothing to do. So I think I do need to just bring up the Vikavolt and hope that I can keep them from getting Vikavolt into play for the rest of the game. I think that that's probably the only thing I could do. Otherwise, I just seem like I'm just going to get thrashed here. I mean, what else can I do? I knock out the Tapu Bulu, but then I'm just getting return knocked out. There's nothing good about this situation really at all. I'm just going to get hit here. So I think we try to knock out the Vikavolt, then knock out the Grubbin, and just keep them at bay as long as we can. I think that's all we can do. So I could Rescue Stretcher the Rockruff back, but I want to save room for this Lele. Let's just go ahead and Claw Slash this thing. I knock it out. At least I don't have to GX, but I have to imagine that my opponent can just attach a grass from hand if they find one. I would be very fortunate if they do not find a grass. I mean, that would be excellent. But I have to imagine with a hand as big as they have, they're going to have to be able to find a grass somehow. Now, the depressing thing about this, if they just go ahead and Ultra Ball, and if they just got the Rare Candy Vikavolt here, that would be really bad. But they do have Ultra Ball, so they could just go for Octillery, stabilize their board position a little bit. The bad thing about this is that they're going to be able to knock this out, go to 3 prizes. Then they're going to be able to, Judgment and go to 2 prizes. It's just not a good scenario. They have the Choice Band already. I do have a Field Blower, but it's getting end away. So now I can't even end my opponent out of being able to get this grubbing going. I just have no really good options here. I have to imagine that my opponent's going to be able to find a backup Choice Band. I'm going to try at least to, if they got the Vikavolt here, I mean, that is just really bad for me. Hopefully they're going for a Charge-a-Bug. Nope, they got the Vikavolt. So my opponent is just running blazing, hot as the sun. Nothing I could do about it. This is not a good matchup for Zoroark, Lycanroc anyway. This is actually one of the reasons the Tapu Bulu is kind of looking like it might be a decent play right now, just because of how good of a matchup it has against Lycanroc, Zoroark. You can see I just am in a bad situation no matter what. My opponent gets the turn 2 Vikavolt, starts charging things up. There's really nothing good about that for me. Now, I do have stand-in Zoroark, but even stand-in Zoroark is not going to help me make any plays right now. I could Guzma up the Vikavolt, hit it with Buzzwole, Field Blower. That might be the best option. Let's see here. I think I'm going to trade away. Let's go ahead and... I don't want to trade any of these cards away, actually. I think I could trade away the Floatstone. I could trade away the Field Blower. I want to keep both of those. Let's trade away the Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball could get me another copy of Zoroark, though, so I want that. Let's get rid of the Floatstone. And I've promoted the Lele, but I wanna Guzma this turn, so I might just go Ultra Ball, Puzzle of Time, and Mallow, or Ultra Ball, Mallow, and the Strong Energy. And I think I'm going to get a Lele and Lele for Guzma. And then I'm going to Guzma up the Vikavolt, see if I can stick it, and see if I could Field Blower that Choice Band. I'm just going to try and put my opponent in as weird of a situation as I can. Oh, do I not have another Guzma? I do. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try and just put them in as weird of a situation as I can and hope that they can't get themselves out of it. That's all I got going on here. I'm probably pretty much committed to trying to, haze them like this. I'm going to Field Blower, and then at least by chipping, a Bulu for 3, I can put it within 1-hit knockout range of my Zoroark. That's my thought process, I think. It's just there's no real good way to go about this. I'm just going to try and stick my opponent. And they're going to go for Guzma or something, try to get that Vikavolt out of the active position. That makes sense. Hopefully they're going to have to discard in order to do that, though. So they're going to Guzma this out of the active position. I wonder if they're Strong Charge again. If they will Strong Charge again, load more energy into play. I think by Guzma up the Zoroark, I mean, that's really bad for me. If they just have the Choice Band, they do. Okay. A lot of these Bulu decks are playing 4 Choice Band now just to always have it. So it's probably the case that they're playing 4 Choice Band. This is just looking like it's going to be a bad situation for me. I don't even have another Zoroark in play. I just lose. This is bad. I think I have to promote the Buzzwole, I guess. But my opponent, so long as they got a grass, I don't really have... Oh, we got something. All right. So let's double puzzle here. Yep. Put 2 cards back. So I think I want to get... let's see. There's no good way to do this. There's really no good way to do this. We could get the Field Blower again, and an N, and try that. And let's see, a Field Blower. How many cards are in my opponent's hand? Like a lot. And Field Blower and an N. That feels okay. And then I'm just going to Field Blower my opponent, try to stick them without, you know, some sort of draw in their hand. And let's see, I could Jet Punch. We'll do 30 damage to this thing, put 30 more damage onto my opponent's Vikavolt. And I could get Zoroark. I can trade. Oh, I can get stand-in Zoroark, but I'm not going to be knocking this thing out. My opponent just has to attack, so that's probably not the best situation for me. Let's go ahead, Ultra Ball away. 2 Kukois. I mean, the Kukois allow me to do like 170. That's never enough. Probably gonna Ultra Ball away. Yeah, both Kukois. And we're going to get this Zoroark. We're saving the Bridget, I don't know, in case I need to get like a bunch of other Pokemon out. Or actually, I'm probably just going to trade it away here. So let's go ahead and trade that thing away and see if we could draw in any other cards here. Just get this guy rolling. Enhanced Hammer, Energy Lotto. None of these are really going to help me here. I think I'll just go ahead and attach my DCE to my Zoroark. And let's just Jet Punch and put 30 onto the Vikavolt. And we have to just hope that my opponent can't knock me out. They need a Choice Band or a Guzma or something like that. They are going to be able to load some more energy into play with that. Strong Charge, though, I just can't imagine being able to pull this one out. It just seems like a bad situation, no matter which way I cut it. They only have, like, 20 cards left in deck. So if they just show me a Guzma, they got the game. A lot of these decks are playing like 4 copies of Guzma as well. So like they only have 1 in the discard pile. It's just looking a little sad for your boy over here. For your boy Guzma. But oh well, that'll happen sometimes. This is not a great matchup. I don't really particularly like the Zoroark Lycanroc deck. It's not my favorite deck to play. I definitely much more prefer Buzzwole Lycanroc, or even I prefer to play Tapu Bulu. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is stunting on me right now. 2 Vikavolts. Like that was my out. I was gonna try and stick you without a Vikavolt. Maybe if I played like a Parallel City or something, I could like haze your board position in some way. But this is also why I think, oh, they have it. They just slow played me. That's fine. But this is why I think Parallel City is so good, by the way. Just like, look at how much I could have like, forced my opponent into some sort of bad situation with Parallel City there. But anyways, we tried our best. That's it for that game. Like I said, go ahead, follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up with more Pokemon news. I can post to Twitter much quicker than I can post onto YouTube. So go ahead, check me out over there at EnjoyFriend, ENJOI Friend. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers. That would make me like really excited if I could do that. This is the Lycanroc deck I just played. It is very similar to Pramawat's list. Pram didn't play a Mewtwo though, or the Mew, but it's pretty similar. I ended up cutting an Enhanced Hammer just to try it out with the Mew EX, seeing if I could maybe play against a Buzzwole deck, if that would be any good. So that's it for Buzzwole, Lycanroc, Zoroark GX. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel. Peace.